So to do my independent film reviews, I have signed up to the BFI player, and the first film I thought I'd watch is The Greasy Strangler. Basically, I clicked on new. It was the first one it's featured. It's a relatively new film this year, so I thought I would watch that. As you can see, there's lots of films on this website. Some are quite new, some are old. I'll only be looking at the newer ones. So this is the first one I went to, and there you go. And this is what I thought of it. Hi everyone! So yesterday I watched The Greasy Strangler, and this is my review of it. And first of all, I hated it. It really was a terrible film. Now, IMDb calls it a comedy horror thriller, and the BFI website says it's a deranged meeting of gross-out comedy and gonzo horror. Well, first of all, it's not a comedy. The fact that both IMDb and the BFI websites mention that it's a comedy is just wrong. It's not funny. It's not even vaguely funny. It's not humorous. It's just disturbing. I mean, the fact that the BFI website says disturbing is correct. So that's about the only accurate thing. It is completely deranged and should not have been made. Sometimes when I do these reviews, I try to work out the kind of audience that might enjoy this, and I've decided the only people that might actually find this film vaguely entertaining are the kind of people who are, or should be, locked away in a secure mental institution with no chance of ever being released. That is what I think of this film. It's just disgusting. The acting itself, I can't criticise too much the acting. The problem is the actors were told to be complete retards by the director, by the looks of it. The scenes are pointless and unnecessary. The dialogue is the most boring tripe I have ever heard. There are no redeeming qualities of this film whatsoever. I mean, if you like seeing extreme close-ups of an old man's dick, then go ahead and watch it. Otherwise, just don't. There is full frontal female and male nudity, and it's just terrible. And it's just there purely for the shock value. It has no relevance to the story. I mean, the main character guy, the old guy, I can't even be bothered to look up what his name is. I'm trying to erase it from my mind. The only reason I'm doing this film review is because I actually paid to see this film from the BFI website. So I thought paid to watch it now, I might as well see it to the end and actually do this review. I should have torrented it or something, then I would have just turned it off after 5 minutes. Thought, I haven't paid for this, I don't care, I'm not going to watch it. What was my point? Oh yeah, and there's just constant full frontal nudity. Even when he's dressed to go out to a nightclub, to discos, his top is wearing like this onesie which is cut out right in the middle. I'm gesturing with my hands here, even though you can't see it because it's below the camera line, just so that they can just do close-ups of his cock even while he's dressed and out. And everyone's just going, yeah, this is perfectly normal, this is acceptable behaviour. It's like, oh no, don't ever watch this. What I've made, although I'm trying to forget the film, I have made a mental note of the director, Jim Hoskins. So if I ever see anything by him ever again, I know to avoid it immediately. Don't even entertain the possibility of watching it. Anything by Jim Hoskins should be avoided, destroyed, burnt, crushed, buried. Anything just is bad. And I previously did a film review of Independence Day 2, saying that is the worst film I've ever seen ever, and I didn't think it could ever be topped, and it has. This is a genuinely awful experience. I mean, I couldn't actually watch it all in one go. I mean, normally when I watch films, sort of film reviews, I watch it from start to finish, all in one go, without any breaks. This one I had to pause it. I had to just look away. It's like, I can't watch this. This is just so unbelievably cringy. I spent most of the film with a face like this, like, or like this, or like, and it's like, what is going on? It's just, I wish I hadn't seen it, but I have seen it, and since I've seen it, I'm doing a review on it, and now I can tell you not to see it. It is that awful. So the main story is you've got father and son who are complete losers, and everyone in this film seems to be in dire poverty, completely stupid and thick, and the place is completely run down. The father and son live together. He's obsessed with eating greasy foods. They do disco tours, which aren't really disco tours. It's just complete and utter losers walking around following these other two complete and utter losers, and they try and make a film out of it, and then he dips himself in grease after eating grease all day, and then goes out and strangles people, hence it's called the Greasy Strangler. There's no reason for him to do this. They never explain it. No one's really investigating it. There's no police going around investigating things. They have some weird guy comes along with ridiculous fingernails and tells his son to stop investigating it. Many of the scenes don't make sense and don't contribute anything to the story. There's a scene outside a vending machine where these guys are trying to work out which other is saying, and that just goes on and on and on, and then there's awful sex scenes, and then there's no characters are likeable at all. You get to know the characters a little bit, and from what you get to know, not one of them is vaguely likeable, and as I don't like the characters, I don't care about the characters, and I don't really care that some of them die, and I don't care that some of them live, and it is just a terrible experience watching this film from start to finish, and I urge all of you to avoid this film and avoid everything by Jim Hoskins, or whatever his name is. Just don't watch it at all, avoid it, and if you know anyone that watches it and says they enjoyed it, I think you should seriously evaluate whether you want them in your social circle, because there's clearly something wrong with them. I've seen had a quick glance at some film reviews. Some people seem to agree with me. It does seem to have a fairly decent score on some websites. No idea why. It is just bad. It's disturbing. Don't watch it. It is just a fucking awful film. It's just... ugh. It's not like some deep meaning arty film that I don't get. It's not like that, okay? It's just crap, okay? It isn't that the film is going over my head and I don't get it. I get it. I get that it's awful, and I get that you shouldn't watch it, and I get that it should never have been made, and I get that I might even consider having hypnotherapy to have a professional erase it from my mind so I no longer have to remember seeing it. It's not the sort of thing where you have therapy to try and get over it. I actually want someone to erase it from my mind as you would erase a file off your computer, so it's no longer there. That is what I think of it. It is terrible. And yeah. So I think my next film that I watch, I might go and watch a kids movie or something just to balance it out a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I thought of the Greasy Strangler. Just bad.